Hi, I just started recording a video this week that I uploaded to YouTube. I thought it might be of some use to some of you guys out there. I've basically been working this week on my tuning and my drums. In the last year or two, there's been lots of these products that come out which basically measure the pitch when you strike a drum. So I hit the drum and it comes up here and tells me it's a G or a C. Now, rather than doing it as notes, because there's so much variance on drums, it comes up as a hertz. So if you have a look on there, I don't know if you can see that, but at the moment it says 50. So if I've hit a drum at 50 hertz on one lug, I go to the next lug and I make that 50, and then eventually I make that whole head 50. Now, there's a chart which I'll put up in a moment which shows you how those hertz relate to notes. So if I can see my computer from here, an E is 82.4 hertz. There's a higher E and a lower E and a middle E and all the rest that you normally, different octaves I should have said, as you would have on a keyboard. Now, what I've found when tuning my drums in the past is I've without using one of these, or even when I first had one of these, I've just tuned them to my ear. So I just basically hit that drum, yeah, I kind of like that. What number was that? Oh, 55, I remember that. Bottom head, same thing. I've gone around my drums that way. Well, I spent the last week, I wanted to try and do it in a more musical way. So I wanted to try and do it by using notes, or at least steps from notes. Now, when I talk about steps on here, we'll be talking on a keyboard when you just do semitones going up a keyboard. We're talking about those steps there. So I'm not talking about major, minor, all that kind of stuff for you users out there. I'm just literally talking about the step from one note to another. So what I've done with these different tunings, I've got 3 different tunings which I'm about to show you now on the video, which have got me playing just some basic tom work, so you can really hear them. And the first one has got steps of 3, so the difference between the top head and the bottom head is going to be 3 steps. And then the difference between the drums, so one drum to the next drum, is 4 steps. Now then I've gone, that one kind of worked for me, sounds kind of cool, but I didn't really take to that one as much as the one that I did a bit more mathematically, where I had fifths. And the fifths were the 5 steps, meant there were 5 steps between the top head and the bottom head, but also 5 steps between the first tom and the second tom, and 5 steps between the second tom and the third tom. I just found that one really worked well, and I like a drum that kind of rings a little bit, and it gave me enough resonance still, but they were low enough tuned. One of the problems I had when I tuned using the maths, the numbers, let's say, trying to work them out, was that they often got too high. But that one worked for me. And then the final one is one which is on the tunebot website, which is Mark Schulman, I think he pronounced it, Pink Tall Drummer. His settings are on there, and they're quite low. So for rock stuff and that kind of thing, it sounds great. It's a little bit loose for my liking, hitting the drum. Didn't get the rebound I wanted, but it's a nice sound. So watch them, see what you think, let me know. There's different products now you can get. As I mentioned, there's tunebot. I'll put the others on there. There's a couple of apps you can now get which allow you to take some videos, so maybe mine, maybe Mark's, whoever's you find on the internet, and make your drum sound exactly the same. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that there's a million things that can change the sound of your drums. So there's different head types, different sticks, there's things like moon gel, gaffer tape, blue tack, whatever you want to stick to your drums. There's microphones, then there's microphone positions, there's the room, temperature seems to make a difference. There's all sorts of things that make a difference. So what you've got to try and do is use these sort of numbers as a ballpark figure, and then play around and see what you come up with. I've played them on my practice kit in here, which is just a fairly cheap Stage Custom, Yamaha Stage Custom. The heads have been on there for a long time. I think since August 2011 the heads have been on there. They're Remo pinstripe on the top, and I'm not even sure they've got the stock ones actually on the bottom, whatever Yamaha sends them out with, single ply clear heads. I purposely want to do it on there so you can hear that even on a fairly cheap kit, that's how it's going to sound. What I've then done is at the end of the video I've put the settings which I like, the ones that I call kind of Geoff settings, and I've put them onto my DW kit, and I've played them on there. Now the interesting thing on there was that it's completely different heads, completely different kit, and it still sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think of them, so let me know which one you think's the best, and hopefully they'll be of some use to you. Get yourself one of these or the apps that are out, and it'll change the way you think about tuning.